Today, we're diving into Anthony Doerr's incredible Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, All the Light We Cannot See. Now, this is a story set during World War II, but it gets really intimate, focusing on two young people, a blind French girl and a genius German boy. They're living in two totally different worlds, separated by the war, but their lives are on this unbelievable collision course. The book just throws you right into the chaos. Right away. It's August 1944. The city of Saint-Malo in France is about to be completely flattened. You've got American bombers flying overhead, dropping these leaflets. For the people down below, it's just terrifying. Is that sound the sound of rescue, or is it the sound of their world ending? So, to really get how we ended up in this intense moment, we've got to rewind. We need to go back to the years just before the war, when our two main characters were just kids, living in completely different worlds, but with the same darkness kind of creeping in at the edges. Okay, so let's meet them. On one side, you have Marie-Laure LeBlanc. She's living in Paris. Her dad's the head locksmith at the Museum of Natural History. Then, about 300 miles away in Germany, you've got Werner. He's an orphan in a dreary coal mining town where your future is pretty much set in stone. Their lives could not be more different. And yet, the whole time, they're on these parallel tracks, and the entire story is basically a countdown until those tracks finally, inevitably, cross. First up, let's spend some time in Marie-Laure's world. She goes blind when she's only 6, but her story is, well, it's anything but dark. It's all about figuring out how to see light in ways that most of us just never even think about. The book asks this question straight up. For Marie-Laure, it means a room she's known her whole life suddenly becomes a maze. A table leg can just jump out of nowhere. But, and this is the amazing part, her other senses just explode. She can hear blood rushing in her ears. She can hear the sound of leaves in the sky. The real story here is how she learns to navigate this totally new, vibrant reality. And what her father does, it's just this incredible act of love. He doesn't coddle her or hide her away, he empowers her. He builds this perfect, tiny, intricate model of their entire Paris neighborhood. Marie-Laure just spends hours and hours learning every single detail with her fingers until she has the whole city mapped out in her head. And then he takes her outside, spins her around, and just says, "Take us home." And what this shows us is that her world is just as rich as anyone else's, maybe even richer. Her blindness doesn't get rid of light. It just makes her find it in other ways. For her, sound has color. Piano notes are black and blue. Her inner world is this absolutely vibrant kaleidoscope. All right, now let's jump across the border to Werner. He's also finding a connection to an unseen world. But for him, it's not about touch. It's about sound. It's about these magical voices that he pulls out of thin air with a radio. Werner is just this incredibly bright kid with this restless, hungry mind. But he's growing up at a place where everybody's life is already planned out. You work in the coal mines and you die young. His curiosity is a total act of defiance, and his escape hatch appears when he finds a broken radio and, like it's magic, he figures out how to make it work. Then, one night, he's tuning the dial, and through all the static, he catches a voice. It's a French broadcast, all about science. And this voice, explaining the universe, it becomes Werner's everything. It's his window to a bigger world, a world beyond all the coal dust and grime. It's like a voice made of pure invisible light. But pretty soon, a different kind of voice starts to take over the airwaves. It's loud, it's harsh. It's the sound of the rising Nazi party. And of course, a boy with a genius-level talent for radios, well, he's going to get noticed. It's this darker voice that's going to grab hold of him and pull his talent right into the center of the war machine. And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. Years have gone by. The war has ripped Europe to shreds, and our two characters, Marie-Laure and Werner, are finally in the same place at the same time, the city of Saint-Malo. So Marie-Laure is there as a refugee, and she's secretly part of the resistance. She's using her great-uncle's radio to send out coded messages. And Werner? He's now a top radio specialist for the German army, and he's been sent to Saint-Malo on a deadly mission. Find the source of that resistance broadcast and silence it for good. So as the bombs are falling, Marie-Laure is all alone. And instead of running to the cellar to hide, which is what she's supposed to do, she does the opposite. She climbs up to the attic, to the radio, and she starts broadcasting readings from a Jules Verne novel. It's this small, beautiful, defiant act. She is the voice that Werner is hunting.
At that very same moment, Werner is trapped. A bomb hits the hotel he was in, and he's buried alive in the cellar. He's deafened by the explosion. It's pitch black. And then, through his own little radio, he hears it. A girl's voice, reading a story in French. The same kind of magic that gave him hope as a kid is now coming from the target he was sent here to destroy.
So in this moment, with both of them plunged into actual physical darkness, we finally get to the heart of the novel. We finally get to ask its central, beautiful question. What does the title mean? What is all the light we cannot see? And the answer the book gives us is that this light, it isn't just one thing. It's a whole spectrum of these powerful, invisible forces that connect all of us, even across impossible distances, and kind of keep our humanity alive when everything else is gone.
I mean, sure, there's the obvious light, the radio waves themselves, the electromagnetic spectrum that carries a voice from France to an orphan's room in Germany. But the book suggests the real light is what's on those waves. It's the light of curiosity, of scientific wonder, the light of a good story, and, maybe the most important of all, it's the light of human kindness. These tiny, crucial moments of empathy that somehow manage to shine in the absolute darkest of times. And that's the real power of this book. It leaves you with this amazing sense of hope, this idea that nothing is ever truly lost. That every voice, every brave act, every story that's ever told, it all leaves this permanent, invisible mark on the world, a kind of light that keeps echoing and reverberating long after we're gone.